fast, so we might get to more than 6.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Marketing Minute. I'm Jess.
And I'm Julie.
Together, we're socially inclined. Today, we're going to talk about today's Canva class. So,
Exactly.
woo!
One of our favorite days. We were this morning when we got on, we were trying to decide. Normally we have planned out, but we didn't have planned out today. Whether we were going to roll into another ChatGPT or ask me anything. I was like, oh, Canva class. We haven't had a Canva class in a long time. And we both got excited because everybody loves Canva class. So,
Yeah.
And today's is going to be little known things you may or may not know, shortcuts. It always, when we hire contractors and things and whatever, you never know what anyone knows. And then when I realized that someone doesn't know something, I was like, man, I thought
Right.
So we're going to make sure you know some of these cool little shortcuts that will save you some time.
Yeah, and that's what this one's all about, is helping you get more out of your time. Because the faster you can get, the sooner you can get some stuff done, churned out, and you can move on to other tasks in your business. Ty, that's me, literally not planned anything for the new month. I need all the shortcuts. Yeah, Ty, can you remind me what your niche is?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. We try to always remember, so I'm glad you could show up. Yep.
Yeah, make sure you have all the shortcuts you can from us, because that's certainly a good starting point. But knowing a few things about Canva is a great way to take some of our content bundles and make them really on brand and really stand out.
Exactly. I just pulled up one that we're working on right now for just a new bundle. We've got a new store, getsociallyinclined.com. We just moved into Shopify just to make shopping easier so you can buy more than one. So we're trying to roll out, a new one every week or two. So, of course, we have marketing agency stuff. We attract a lot of social media managers and people like that. So I just decided to pull this one up because I had it on my screen.
Ty is in candles and scents.
That's right. Dang, I could have pulled up the candles and scents, but that's okay. We have time, so that we can talk about that though, because that can be a bonus one as far as like if you were to purchase a bundle from us. She's in candles and scents, and I feel like she might be in Scentsy. Trying to remember.
Oh yeah. I remember too, because she was asking about the ChatGPT writing a social post for her about one of the Scentsy recipes, which it can do, by the way.
Exactly. So if she were to buy, or if anyone is to buy a bundle, specifically Scentsy are warmer candles, not wicked candles. And a lot of the images in our bundles, number one, we don't have permission from Scentsy to use their product. We just didn't ask. They would have given us permission to use them, but they're wick candles. So if you were to purchase the candle, not trying to sell you, but in any bundle, if you purchase something, if you're a pampered chef and you buy the cooking lovers one, you totally can switch out the images with your own images super fast. So we might as well show that really quick. So like in this one, if you find another image, you just drag it in the hole and there you go. So you load up all of your images in the upload screen. You can just drag right into the screen a bulk of 100 of them if you have them, and they'll just start populating, and then you can just drag. We've done a previous class where we did something like that, where we changed a set into another type of category. So
good morning, Shannon.
Good morning.
All right, so I think we were going to start with the background remover.
Nope, we're going to start with shortcuts really quick first, because I got it pulled up on the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so we'll probably put this in the replay. So let me see if they've been working on, yeah. All right, so like copy, you can't, let me check something really quick. Paste. It is now, but when Canva first came out, people had to learn the shortcuts because copy did not work. You couldn't right click and copy. You can now.
Well, sometimes it doesn't work. So it's good to know the shortcuts anyway.
Exactly. So you want to learn some of the shortcuts, and they put them right here. People don't know what these are a lot of times, right? And every click that you have to make takes time. And especially like when you're trying to batch something, you know that we are batchers as much as we can be. So like that's why our bundles that we sell, there's 100 in a bundle. And if you wanted to try to quickly turn it into something, you could spend 20 minutes and have a completely different set if you wanted to. But these shortcuts, instead of click, 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 you can bulk do things. So with this, so I'm going to highlight over this again. So I'm just going to talk about, so on your screen, so if you're Windows or Mac, I'm going to tell you, so if you're a Mac person, instead of control, it's going to be command. All right, if you're a Windows person, you probably already know that if you're a Mac person anyway, but Windows person is the control key. It's that CTRL. It's going to be down in the bottom left-hand corner somewhere, okay? And then you just got to do the other piece of it. So Control C, and this is not just a Canva thing. This is the whole Windows environment. So if you are in Word, if you are in your Outlook for your email, if you're wherever, these shortcuts work throughout your computer.
Heats, all of it.
All of it. So to learn some of these is sort of a good time saver for anything, even in ChatGPT. Like to Control C and copy from somewhere a prompt and then to paste it in there instead of right click and paste, when you just Control V. Okay. So Control C is copy, Control V, Control Alt C. I'm going to save that one for a second because I want to show it to you. But Control D is to duplicate something. So like if you, that is the time saver over Control C to Control V. All right. Well, the same thing as Control D for duplicate. Okay. So if I do that, so if I do Control D, all right, I didn't have to do that twice. I didn't have to do the Control C to the Control V. And I know that sounds minuscule, but when time is money, every little shortcut that you can get is a big deal. Okay. Let me right click again so I can I've got a list of them, but so to group or ungroup, a lot of them use, G for group, right? So to ungroup this is just Control Shift G and whoops, that ungroup. Control Shift G. There we go. So now it's ungrouped. I didn't have it clicked right. Instead of right click and whatever. So the more you do, the more you get used to it, the faster you'll get with these. And I promise it really makes a big difference.
Yeah. Can you show something real quick that I think I take for granted is the click and drag to highlight?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I've been sitting. So Jess and I are always like, just like right now, you could see our screen. So we screen share a lot. Look at this, look what's happening, whatever. I'm like, why are you clicking all those? So like she'll click and click. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm like, and
that
you
wasn't
can yeah. Okay. So you I'm going to show you this little trick. You can hold the control down. So there's two tricks here. So if you only needed like two of them, the shift down, it lets you select multiples. Okay. So you may or may not know that. All right. But what Jess didn't know and never thought about it, that you can just come out here and you can just drag that and copy and get them all. Okay. What if I accidentally got over into that one and I don't want that picture? Then I just hold the shift and I click that picture and it let it go. But I still kept my other stuff. Right. Okay. So all I'm doing is hovering out here. I'm using my mouse and I'm drawing a box around it.
I just want to clarify. I know Julie has a lot on her plate and doesn't exactly remember, but I have known to click and drag to select. What it was is I was changing the font inside of it. So if you'll just click over that font box.
Yes.
So what I didn't realize, even me, I've been in Canva for 6 years now. I didn't realize that you could just click a box and change the font. You didn't have to click in there and highlight the whole thing.
Right. So here, I'm going to undo. So Control Z is undo, right? Okay. So what she was doing, so I was watching, and what she was doing was clicking it once.
Clicking it again, trying to
maybe accidentally doing that and having to hit Control Z, clicking it again to get it to get, and then clicking here and then changing the font. So you don't have to do that. You can literally just click here.
Yep. You don't have to highlight the text to change the font,
And
which
then
will save. I mean, it will shave minutes off of tasks, especially as much as we work in Canva, as much as you might find yourself working in Canva, whether you're doing social media for someone or doing social media for yourself, or maybe you're creating lead magnets, or I mean, we taught how to make a course using Chat GPT. You'll have to turn that into something beautiful, and you need Canva or something similar to do it. So
exactly. So one of the other big ones. So when you're in a frame here, like if you just clicked on one thing and then even off of it, that tells Canva that you're working on this one. All right. Then you can do Control A and it gets everything in that one window. Okay. So let's say I needed everything except for this picture, then I can just hit Shift and let it go. Okay. And then what I was talking about, sorry, Jess, the whole select thing, is that you still can, draw that line. A lot of people don't know that. So draw that line and select them all. All right. So Control A gets it all. Control Shift A. Hold on. I mean, is it Control Shift A? Now I got to go back and look at my list because I don't use the undo because I've usually gotten it. Where did it go? No, deselect all. Oh, control. Yeah, D. All right, which makes sense. Control A for all, D for deselect. So we'll do it again. All for A, D. Oh, that was duplicate. Control Shift D. So you got to be able to sort of muscle memory. Okay. And if you're not in Canva working all the time, it's still going to shave tons of time off for you.
ooh, so Savita's got a great thing. Yep. And when you have to add your IG name to 50 images,
Here we go. That's what I was about to.
That right here.
Yep, that's what I was about to show you right now. So ours is socially inclined, right? Okay, and notice where it's at. I put it right here. So I'm going to Control C, okay? And then I'm just going to come down. I have not clicked, even though I'm hovering over it, I have not clicked. And I just want to show you really quick that it will paste. It knows as you're getting. So you don't even have to click to get to it. All I'm doing is Control V. Now notice that the color is going to be wrong here. Okay. So we'll just come and do that. We've shown you before the change all. In this case, so it was this light color and it's asking me to change it to the dark color. I don't want to in this case, but that is a huge time saver that we might come back to. I'm going to come back down and V here. I'm going to delete this one. Notice when you do this, it's in the exact same spot, which is important in a lot of cases. If you're trying to have consistency, if you're in a lead magnet, this would be important. So let's say you have your website across the bottom of every page. Well, it's just they're scrolling through the pages. You'd want them to be, yeah. Okay.
Savita says, I'm on the floor right about now. Buckle up, because another way that she could do this, let's say that you've curated a bunch of like templates and they all say at really great site. Canva actually has a find and replace feature where you could go in and find the text at really great site and replace it with your Instagram handle and do it with one click.
All right. So now I'm selecting, I'm copying. Okay. So I've copied this yourwebsite.com. I'm not positive that there are. This set had several different things in it. So I'm going to do Control F.
This one isn't published yet, right?
Negative.
Yeah.
Control V. All right. It says I've found 7 of them in the thing. So now I want to change it. Oh, let's get my hands on the right keys here. And you can either replace one or replace all. You can match the case. So in this case, because some of them might be upper and lower case or whatever, I'm going to do the match case and I'm going to replace all. And it's telling me that there were 7 found, but it replaced 3. So let's go back and do.
Yeah, you don't want to match case, right?
I don't want to match case. I was thinking it was going to make them all be no matter what it found, that it was going to make them all be lowercase. So anyway, so I learned something from that. But I've used this all the time. I just haven't ever hit the match case. So now I know what it does. It's looking for upper and lowercase or whatever.
Ty has a really good question. Do you recommend branding all posts? The short answer, yes. But you can also, if you're using Socially Sweet or the Dashboard 1.0, it will be what you can get it to watermark for you instantly. But if you like this classic look of like a website or a URL at the bottom, then you can easily do that with some of these shortcuts that Julie was just showing.
Exactly. I'm going to show you really quick. So if you don't have our dashboard, either of our dashboards, how you would quickly do this.
It's so big and in the center.
Yeah. Oh, here was the trick. I might as well show you. Okay.
People
That
get
is not-
danced about that.
So most people will be like, well, crap, that's not what I wanted. And then they'll delete it. But when they delete this, the whole thing, sometimes the frame will leave with it, right? And then so you've lost your image that was there, whatever. So a couple of things. Obviously, if you know what, and I didn't say it earlier, I don't think, Control Z is your friend. Control Z is the undo button, which is the same as the button here. So Jessica, make sure I do all of the things that I just said I was going to do. All right, so we're backing up. Okay, so I undid. So Control Z is the shortcut for undo. This is the undo button as well. Number 2 is you don't have to delete this. So if you accidentally drag a picture and it replaces the background, all you do is Control and detach. Where's my detach from background? Detach image. So if it's in the background, it'll be detached from background. If this happens to be just an image. So now we go. All right.
But if you want that original picture back, then you just click undo again.
Exactly. So what we would have done is undo, undo, undo. So I've got to do undo a couple of times, right? All right. And then here it is where I was just trying to move it. So I undid enough to get it back here. But sometimes you aren't, maybe it's just a frame and you don't need to undo to get to it. But there's a couple different ways that you can do this. Okay, so what would happen again is if I'm trying to make this, like if I want it closer to the edge, right? So if I do that, bam, it is annoying, right? So I'm going to Control Z again. So you just have to hit the little arrow keys to get it where, oh wait, we got to
slam your computer. Annoying.
Exactly. We're just using the arrow keys to get it where. So if you're lining up an image on top of an image, most of the time you'll have to use
the
arrows, okay, on your computer. You cannot drag because it wants to fill this. All right. And then by the same thing that we did earlier with the branding of the username, we can come in and then we can just go down and paste on every single one. And how much faster is that than trying to line them all up? Holy moly. Which I may or may not have done in the past.
I think you've all wasted way more time than we'd like to admit trying to figure out Canva shortcuts, but that's what it's all about, is helping shorten the curve for you.
All right. And let's look at this. So I've got my logo here, and let's just say, because on my Instagram grid, when someone comes there, I might be a matchy person and want my logo in the same spot everywhere. But in this template, that does not work for me. Okay. So I need to move the lady, right? All right. So number 1, I can just move her over here. That's fine. But let's say I did it
the wrong way.
I actually, right. So see how her eyes are cut up and the other way. So we can just now flip horizontal. And again, this is a personal preference as to how you want to, but now at least she's looking back up at the words, right? Okay. She's giving that side eye. All right. So now you know how to use the flip. All right.
All right. So next, And so you did detaching from background.
I didn't do one from the background. Let me find one from the background just so I can show you the difference. So again, it's an image. And if you hit this, it's detach image from background. The other one was detach image, and it's typically in a frame. And then this is when it's a background. And the difference is because the background's going to have a color back there. So let's show this really quick too. Because I didn't put this on the list, Jessica, is layers. So let's say I've detached it and now I need it, like, it can't be like this, right?
Why
So
not?
there's shortcuts. There's shortcuts for layering. I don't always use them, but they're right here. All the shortcuts that you can use are here. I don't use them because they're brackets and I forget which way they go. So it's these little bracket things. Anyway, so you can send back one level, okay? And so that moved it back once. Let me get back in here. All right. And so now I can go back forward. So something is in front of it. All right. Or I can send it all the way to the back. So I can do that over and over and over. That's where the shortcut key is a big deal. If you don't want it to go all the way to the back. So, but I'm going to send it to the back. And then there's one more huge update to Canva that has just occurred that Jessica may not know of. I sent it. Oh, wait, you might, because I sent it to a contractor. I sent it to Kristen and Jessica over the weekend. Or Friday. I don't know. All right. So I just sent that all the way to the back. I know you want to say something, but.
Oh, yeah, because I know what you're talking about. And yes, I know about it. I saw it actually a couple months ago.
So this show layers opens up this little screen here. And so now we can actually just change where this is, right? Okay.
If you need to see it that way, yep.
And it does sort of do a little funky. You just kind of have to, normally it would open up, but it doesn't always do that. So, but just wherever you're going to go. But
Ty says layers made me leave the project alone. And she meant overlapping, but yeah, it's you're right. And this feature is really good for the visual people. That's what Nikki's saying. This is so cool for us visual people. Ty wants to know, do you transparent the brand logo or website name? That's totally up to you, how in your face you want it to be.
Exactly. But let's find one that would be a good one to transparent over. Okay, here we go. No, I want to do this one that's got some lines or something. Where'd he go? All right, this one. So what she's talking about, and if you're going to do that here, transparency, is you're going to click this transparency, and then you're just going to do how much ever or how little ever you would like to do. Okay. And so you can see the background coming through. And in that image that we were on earlier, there was transparency on that image, is why you could see through some of the stuff. So in the Socially Suite dashboard, when you purchase an onboard, there's it automatically makes you a soft one. It's called soft. It'll make you a logo when you either upload or it finds it from your website, and it'll make you a soft one. And the soft one is about something that's about 50%. And maybe it's 40. We might have even went down a little further, but it would look about like this. You have the option to have 10, 12, 15, how many ever you want, logos in Socially Suite that you can transfer back and forth. Dashboard 1, you're stuck with one. So you have to just upload another one, and it's a big pain. So, but anyway, so that's how it was. And again, if you wanted it at a transparency level, again, you can Control C, Control V.
Riley says she loves these colors.
Hey, I do too.
Yeah.
So that's where we get into it's like we try to mix up the colors for bundles, and we're just guessing as to what, so if we're doing a website designer bundle right now, well, all website designers don't have the same color. So you've got to be able to change the colors quickly. So I want to show that as well too. I know we've shown that a bunch of times, but for anybody here that hasn't ever seen a past video, I'll show that. But
can we segue into that by showing the color picker? Like,
yes.
um,
Yep.
and you
All right.
can, however you want to do it.
Yep. So notice I'm at page number 29 here. It doesn't matter where you are to do the mask color change. But all right, so from here,
Let's say that it needs to be the color of her blue jean jacket.
Exactly. All right. And there's a bunch of different ways, but we're going to show the color picker. All right. So from here, I've clicked pick a new color. So you have a couple of options. We can do, we can go find, you can guess, whatever. All right. Guess, you can. This is what I see most people do. They're like, okay, I'm trying to get it to the color of her jacket and I don't know, and then it just doesn't work out. Maybe that's close. It's not. You got this little handy dandy little color picker. And you can come over here and you can zoom in. And what a lot of people don't realize is that, see how zoomed in it is? Images are made up of tiny pieces.
Thousands of colors in her jacket.
Exactly, that come through. So you're picking your favorite of these, like the median color. So I'm going to choose that. And I did a pretty good job, I think. All right. So let's say, too, we're going to roll right into the next thing. I want to change everything that was this lighter color to this blue. I can do change all, and all the way through the document, it just changed them, which is amazing. And in this document or set, whatever you want to call it, there's a bunch of different colors in here. When we do our bundles, we try to keep it to a set of 5 or 6, sometimes 7, whatever. And that is just to make it easy for you to be able to change them all, because this tells me there's some random green somewhere that I need to go find. Where this really comes into play is if the set is completely different. If you've got these light colors and I need to turn this into hot pink, right? Let's say my branding is hot pink. Dan's not here, but let's say it's hot pink and I need to change it to hot pink. There we go. All right. So with that, there wasn't a blue, but if that light color's there and I was like, I got to go find this green. Where is this green? Whoops.
Yeah, I wish that was a feature. And I'm sure they're coming up with it where you can find
exactly to go,
because it's hard to find it sometimes.
It is. It wears me out. So I finally found a shortcut, because every month when we would get a new bundle back from the developer, the designer, it'd be like, sometimes there's 100 in here, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to take forever to find it. So
this is ninja, y'all.
Here's the ninja bonus. Actually, let's get rid of that pink and let's go back to the, all right. Let's go back to the peachy color. But here's the ninja trick. So number 1, in every post, every set, whatever, you have elements and you have text, and they are can be different colors. So just because you changed everything that's an element to a different color does not mean that the text is going to be as well the same color. So, all right. How do I want to do this? Do I want to do white? Yeah, let's do all the whites. All right. So from here, see how many like light color things there are. So here's what I do. I just here's my color. I want it to be white, right? But I want to get rid of all this other stuff. Did you tell me to wait?
No, I said white.
Okay. Yeah. White, which is F. Okay. And black is O. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start changing. I'm going to get rid of all of these. So I'm going to change it and I'm going to change all. And I'm going to go to the next lightest color and I'm going to change all. And I'm going to go to this one and I'm going to change all. So what I'm effectively doing is getting rid of these colors. Now, at the end of this, they may not all be gone because some of them may be text. So I'm going to have to go back and do the text ones. All right. But again, why this might matter to you is if you wanted to quickly change this to a brand new color set or whatever. I am going to do this gray, and I might do this gray. The rest of them I'm not going to do. All right. So the only way that you know if it worked or not, I got to go back. Sorry. I got to go change it to the white. Here we go. White. Change all. All right. Now, the only way to know is come and now choose some text. I got to get this off the screen here. All right. Thank you. Let's go away. All right, I can see it. See how some of them left, but some of them didn't. So I need to do the same thing for the text. So I'm going to come back. And the key that I didn't show you, and I need to be certain to point out at the very end, is that you must go back to the color that you want to keep, which was the white for me. All right. And then we're going to see. There have been a few caveats here and there where I have had just a random like color that just stays, and I don't know what it is. All right, so we're going to go and look. So we're going to click the color again. And so now I don't have any light ones. Maybe I didn't click this, but I'm just trying to pare down so I don't have to do so much. Maybe I didn't do it when I did this one. But you always go back to whatever your main color is, right?
Yeah, so you have to do it twice in case that got a little confusing. You have to do it for an element, and then you have to do it for a font.
Exactly.
Because for whatever reason, they keep them separate.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and just see if I can get rid of the rest of these. All right, so I went back, and then you'll know if you just come back to open it. And it might be that a background is one of these colors is what happens. So, but you can get it pared down so that you can quickly change them all. So, and sometimes it may just be something hiding in the background. What else is on our list really quick that we
Drop shadow.
Yeah, let's see. So text, I'm trying to find a big something.
This might be something that you have to create.
Yeah, we'll do it here. Okay, so effects. Okay, so I've selected, I don't have to do this. Okay. If you do, let's do pro tip here. If you do this, you can select just one word here and turn the effect on. All right, so you've got effects where you can do a background. So let's say, no, it won't.
No, you can't do it for one word. What you can do is change it from bold to italics.
So this is advanced Canva class. So if you wanted to do that, I couldn't remember if you could do it now or not. What I was trying to do is just to get it to background color this one, but to do it, you'd have to duplicate this whole set and just get the word getting on top of it, which we could do. We'll do an advanced class one day. But the other effects that you can do the whole thing, right? So if you wanted to do this lifting, you get all of these intensity options. If I wanted to do a drop shadow, so the offset's going to be like what direction, basically, not direction, but how far away from the letter that is. So we'll just do it all the way. The direction, like watch, I should have made this a lot bigger so you could see it. Hopefully you can, but you can see it's like rolling around the, where it's going to be. I have a preference because I have always been a designer before Canva. So shadows were typically bottom right. Like they just went off to the bottom right. I don't know why that is. That's how I learned it. Whatever. And then notice how I can blur that now. So it's not such a sharp edge. If it's a shadow, I typically like for it to have a little blur. If you want it really dark, you can do it less. So you can play with all those. And your shadow can be any of your document colors as well. Okay. Although you can't see it now because I probably hit the undo. Effects. Let's go back darker. There we go. Now you can see it. It was just not dark enough color. All right, but there's plenty of others. So the styles, you got shadow and lift, and then you've got hollow. And then, sorry, people. You've got splice. You've got outline.
Lots of cool text effects.
Exactly. And let me say less is more.
100%, I was going to say.
So I know people are on here that tend to try to see how simple this post looks. You've got text, it stands out. You've got an image here. Just a rule of design. Remember, I'm trained in design. A rule of design is you need white space in a post a confused mind, number one, does not buy, and it will divert itself away. So if you've got a post in the feed and there's way too much going on, that person, that their brain, whether they know it or not, will train them, will force them to scroll away if they're trying to figure it out. There's a few caveats to that where the brain might be interested and be like, what is this? But for the most part, they will scroll by and not try to see what you are selling. So do not get too creative. Do not get too cute with your promo posts, because the whole point of them is to know that you are trying to sell them something. So the people that are putting 5,000 things in one post, you're doing yourself a disservice.
For sure. Someone needs to tell that to my HOA. I should break it to them. Oh, it's so painful when I see like,
all. Yeah, I see it all the time. So again, there's a reason when you buy template sets that there's a rhyme or reason as to how they are created, and it's for pleasing for the eye. So
all right, last one,
color
Julie.
combinations too. Oh, wait, one more bonus. Color combinations.
We still have one. We can cover that in a more advanced one. That is brand kit.
Okay. No, not brand kit. That's not what I'm going to show.
I know, but what you're going to show is a more advanced thing.
Okay.
We still have one more to go, and it's already 11:45.
All right.
All right. Magic resize. Julie, the bundle I just bought doesn't come with stories. What do I do?
Oh, this is a big one. Okay. So
we don't want to miss this one. We'll come back.
Don't want to miss this one. Don't we? So we'll put the other one in advanced class. All right, here we go. So you have to have Pro to do this, but because it's a little crown, anything in Canva that has a crown is Pro. And this is probably by far, I talked at the beginning of the thing about live webinar being we use all the time. Canva is the number one paid tool that we use every day. Every business owner should. All right, here we go. So we're going to size this to stories. All right. So let's say, wait, did you say stories or reels? Let's do stories.
They're the same size, so whatever you want.
Exactly. I was about to say that. All right, let's see. Instagram story. All right, so 1080 by 1920. So a lot of times when you hover over this, it'll tell you what you got going on here. So video is the same. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to. All right, so I want to copy and resize. I don't want to lose what I just had, so that I just spent time reworking. But from a batching perspective, I get one whole set done, and then like all my colors, everything exactly like I like it. And then I come back and I'll change it to whatever I'm trying to change it to, whether that be Pinterest pin, a TikTok, whatever. So you preface here with the fact that these are not perfect when you resize them like that. And that was one reason I wanted to show you this one, is like it just kind of hovers in the middle. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. Here's an example. Here's an example of bad. Like literally, I can just take, I can't remember, these are all together. I'm going to hit that shift to make her go away, and I'm coming down here. So
I'd bring her
fairly quickly we can, get this whooped into shape. Remember, I can hit the shift to get rid of seeing her. All right. And then I can't remember on the stories if the whole thing gets seen. It does, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Something we share too gets cut off, like
so you have to remember the bottom, like the bottom sixth or eighth is going to be the caption.
Exactly.
So you want to put it a little bit above that, maybe even on the top.
Yeah.
But there's also share bars up there as well. So yeah, I'd say it's probably good practice to just put it right under the quote.
Yeah. So again, caption, right, is going to hover over. And I say it's about a fourth of it. Somewhere in here is how much, like when they hit the see more, it's going to raise up. So same with reels and TikToks. And then it's an advanced, but I'm going to show you a reason to show back up. So you can animate these and actually turn them into reels. So we'll show you in an advanced class. We've done it before, but we'll show you again how to turn these into, you want them to be 30 seconds to 60 seconds, something like that, 15 seconds minimum, I say. All right, so now I've got my base for being able to make stories, which is a big deal because they're still a great way to grow.
Yep.
All right, did we get everything?
We did. That was everything on the list.
Awesome. All right, write down palette. Write down palette, brand kit, animations, and then whatever else we come up with for advanced. And then we'd like to know, let me go back. Let's get.
Yeah, what is it that you might need?
Yeah, what else would you like to know in a Canva advanced class? And it doesn't have to be an advanced feature. It could be something that I missed because, yeah, because we might have missed it. So what else? What holds you up from design?
What do you want to see next time? And in that same vein, if it's not in Canva, what else would you like to hear? Real transitions that don't make us scream.
And that depends on too if you're talking about video reels or, like what I was going to show there was like the super simple animation of text and whatever. So there you can in Canva drop video in and make real reels in there, and you can share those real reels from Socially Sweet or Dashboard 1.0. Both of them will share reels now.
Awesome. All right. I think that turned out great.
Oh, the hex code. Yes. And it was on the image. Record those. So that's going to be in the next one because the brand kit and keeping your palette. That was where I was going with all that. We just don't have time for it. So thank you for Jessica for now we have. And do you want to do it? Vote. Would you like to just roll on into it for next week? Or would you like to skip a week and then do it the next? Hey, what Jessica, you say, I forgot. Jessica has to be out. Do you want me to do it when you're out? Which is 2 weeks?
It's not this coming Tuesday. It's not next Tuesday, but the next.
All right. We may do it that week. So,
okay.
Although you might want Jessica to be here on that one to keep me
I'm pretty good at Canva. This girl is scrappy. So
what? No, I'm not saying that to keep me on time track. We might want you to be here to keep me on time track.
Yeah, probably. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.